right, well, friends, it's my privilege to interview some of the sorted guys. So we've heard from the Empower Women and the great things that happened through that course. Stu's invited me to interview Chris, Andre and Rob and hear about how Sorted and the community chaplaincy has made an impact on their life. So it's the same questions, similar stories but different. So why don't we start with you, Chris? We'll go this way. How did you come to first hear about Sorted?
First I was referred by a parole officer, probation.
Okay, yep, great. Andre?
My gambling counsellor, Mariette, she took me to Sorted in Macquarie Fields.
Okay, yeah. Rob?
I've actually had 2 cracks.
Yep.
The first one, so for a full work development order, the sole purpose I had to have a work development order to have my licence. So yeah, that was that one. And then 4 years later, the best drug and alcohol counsellor in this world, Lorraine, where is she? She's right here at the front. Anyone that has a problem or wants to talk about it, she's the one to go see. But yeah, for her.
So that's an interesting thing. All three of you guys have been referred, which says how the program is valued even within the community and sees just how much change and goodness, I guess, can happen here, and they're very happy to send guys and girls as well along. Okay, Rob, why don't we keep going with you? What were your expectations before coming? You know, you had to come to a church ground. It didn't sound like you were super keen to come along. Tell us.
Round one.
Maybe the PG version, if you can.
Round one, I had no expectations. I wasn't worried about anything but my licence.
Yep.
Round two, felt pretty hard. Needed to change my life, and I was open to anything really. And Lorraine speared me in to go see Stu. I was aware of the course, and yeah.
Yep.
I
cool.
knew. Well, I just had belief, I had faith that this is the right direction.
Great. Cool. Thank Andre. So your gambling counsellor says we're going to this. What do you think?
Are you crazy?
What did you think was crazy about her telling you that?
It was different. You know, gambling is sort of a problem where people tend to think, "I'll just stop gambling." But she could see probably I had other problems, not just the gambling. I just couldn't see it.
Yep.
And but when I met Stuart there, I thought, oh, he's not a bad bloke, pretty open, and so I kept on coming. I think I'd done it twice, didn't I?
At least. Chris, what were your expectations before coming?
I didn't really have any when I was first referred by the parole officer. It was through drug court, and I was told I needed to do a positive community activity, and I was basically there to tick the boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So it sounds like you're really there to, all of you, tick the boxes, get it done. It wasn't something that you thought, you woke up one day and was like, I'd love to come to Sorted. What a fantastic course. It'll change my life.
I did that this year.
Yeah, this year.
Last year, sorry. Yeah, last year.
So Chris, in your time in Sorted, what have you liked about it, and what keeps you coming back?
I guess I'm challenged on. I guess every session I do, there's something there that challenges me, and it makes me have to confront feelings and thoughts and situations that I'd buried for so long, and I like that about it, and it's made me it's made me grow as a person, and it's made me realise that the way I was living was it was wrong. It was just wrong. So,
Is there anything in particular that stands out? Stu's also put up the various topics there, but is there anything particular that really stands out for you?
I think, there's addictions, there's anger, I think a really big one. I'll say the biggest two would be A, fatherhood, and B, guilt and shame. They're the two big standout ones for me. Yep.
Okay. They're huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Andre, what have you liked about it? Why did you keep coming back?
It didn't take me long to realise that I had more problems than just the gambling.
Yep.
I'd been running away from debt collectors and all sorts of things, and I was in trouble by the tax office. I had 2 broken relationships, one 24 years and one 12, and yeah. So it just made me, the self-awareness made me realise. Yep.
Realised that there was more beneath the surface there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Rob, what did you like about it? What keeps you coming back to Sorted?
What I like about it is like every single topic. It, you connect with it like so deep, and like you'd swear by Stu's name his whole life, because every single thing in that, every single topic, every single module, it's like it hits you like hard, you know, and.
You'd swear it was aimed at you personally, right?
Oh yeah, and there's been times when people have actually thought that he's having goes at them, like
yeah,
you know, and and if you're fair income and you're willing to change, it changes your life, you know. You take things out of every session, you use them in day-to-day life. And I don't know how many rounds I've been involved in. Like I've been involved in probably 8 rounds. I'm nearly done from start to finish, and like in one consistent go. I've done some 6, 7 times. I've done some once or twice, like different modules. But every single time you go, even though you've sat there 6 times before, you always get something new out of it. You know what I mean? And you think, oh, why didn't you think of that before? But yeah, that's the things I like about it, and why I keep coming back to it is like I see young men, old men, like men there. I see me and some of them people, you know what I mean? Like, and some of them are like, you know, like how I used to be when I first went there. But then I see other blokes that are there and they want to change and they want help, but they don't know how to go about it. And some of them, like for instance, there's some topics that you sort of need to do. I didn't get it till the second or third time before I got it. And I see some men there struggling with these type of things, so I'll pull them aside at lunch, like during the break, and I'll have my input, you know. And yeah, it really, I feel like I'm helping people, you know,
Yeah,
and I really enjoy that. And if it wasn't for that group and this church, I'd be dead or in jail right now, probably for the rest of my life.
And these topics here, you actually don't need to be coming out of prison or fully messed up. Actually, these topics are helpful for every bloke. I've been coming along a number of times, and I've certainly taken stuff out of it as well.
And he's a pastor.
Yeah, that's right.
Reverend.
Absolutely.
Dropped him right in it there.
Now, we haven't touched on this. How does Stu deliver this? Does everyone sitting down, classroom style? Everyone's got books out. Everyone's getting homework. You've got to write essays, and you've got to get up and speak and do all this. How does Stu actually teach the class? Chris?
I mean, up the front, he's doing his thing. He's going through his notes and no essays, no homework, no. But I will say that the notes. I mean, you probably get halfway through the notes each time, and it just goes somewhere else. And guys are giving input, and I mean, I don't think I've sat through one session where Stu's actually got to the last page of his notes.
Are you telling me that Stu sometimes gets off track?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Stu didn't write that question, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, but the things that we speak about are quite relevant. I mean, when we say he gets off topic, I mean, the topic's still...
His fancy little first car.
The topics are still addiction, but, I mean, like, for instance, addiction, but, I mean, it's just what guys input, and then it starts a conversation, and, you know, Stu gives us his life story sometimes, and then God comes into it, and, yeah, so it's worthwhile, though, you know. So
It's not just some guy up the front detached, but he's actually sharing his life as well.
Yeah.
It's real, and it's to where the people are at as well, and he's able to go with that within the bounds of the topic.
Definitely. Like, I mean, you know, Stu will say this himself, like, I've spent, you know, I think 5.5 years since I first come to Sorted, and out of those 5 years, I've probably spent 2 years on and off coming to Sorted, and you can't spend that amount of time with a guy and not become mates. It's just, you just can't do it, you know, and it's just the way it works out. So,
guys, how has Sorted helped you, and, you know, where are things at now as a result of Sorted? Maybe I want to start with you, Rob.
Sorry, can you repeat?
How has Sorted helped you, like, practically, and how have things changed for you?
Well, it's funny because he refers a lot. He does refer a lot to the Bible. Like, you'll talk about in each stuff. Like you'll bang on about da 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 da. No, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. You know, but in the Bible, it says this. And when I first went, and apparently now the Bible says it's named after it, I'll be up the back going, this effing God stuff, this and effing God stuff, that. I didn't care. I used to sit there with my fingers in my ears, whistling with my feet up. Didn't care. I was just there for the work development order. But now that I've got genuine faith, like I learn a lot more, like through that course, like about the Lord's word and stuff like that, and I use it in day-to-day life, like everyday life. You know, there's like things happen, and something will be about to happen, and then bang, this bald-headed, bearded fella just comes into my mind, like, you know, and it's
got him yabbering away in your head. Make a better decision.
No,
it's like bad Rob and Stu.
Yeah, true.
Like I said before, and at the moment, like, so I'm doing the best I've ever been in my whole life, you know.
Yeah, awesome.
Like, I've lived a great life. I've been up, I've been down, I've been all over the place, you know. But right now, at this present moment, life couldn't be any better, and it's all thanks to the Lord and Stu's help and Lorraine. I don't know what I've done without him, and I'm just going to continue this path until it ends. And
awesome.
And
yeah, cool. Thanks, Rob. And there you go. You've got a course named after your abuse at Stu. There you go. Andre, mate, what particularly really helped you? before you talked about it actually revealed a whole lot of problems, which sounds like that sucks because you went to get some gambling help and all of a sudden you realise you're actually a bit more messed up than you thought.
Yeah.
But how did it actually move from here's the mess to helping and where you're at now, mate?
He's not judgmental. He listens, and he gives you a different view. He tries to open my eyes to the issues by going through the issues that they have in the different programs. But also he suggested options on how to solve things, and he was there in a supportive manner, and he always sort of encouraged you to do better, you know. I remember I think we had anger management, and I was, because I used to get angry because of all my different issues, and I didn't know how to control it, and he said to me, how's that been helping you so far? When he had all the solutions when we were discussing the topic on anger management. And when he asked me that question, I just said, it's not helping me at all. And so that's why he went on, that's why in the subject of the anger management, do these certain things to stop and back you off. So those are things you don't get from doctors or your neighbour or your friend or even your family, and that's why I felt that connection with Stuart and the program. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Andre. Chris, what's particularly helped you, and where are you at now from where you've been?
Where would I be if I wasn't where I'm at now, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even want to think about where I'd be.
Well, we both would have been soulmates back down June. Like we were.
Again, yeah. I mean...
No, like we were actually... We did first meet in a jail. So next to each other.
Where I'm
10
at,
years ago.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Thanks, Chris.
Just being honest.
Thanks, Chris. We're hearing you.
Yeah. What was the question again?
What's something that's really helped you from the sorted stuff and I guess Stu's ministry?
I think the biggest thing is friendship, fellowship. I mean, and God. Yeah, that's the biggest one's God. I mean, without God, I wouldn't be here. That's probably the biggest one. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, why don't you give them a round of applause and then...